All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna leave you with a little something to get the day started on a good note because tomorrow's Christmas Eve and we haven't yet decided if we're even doing a show tomorrow. So I'm gonna hit you with this one. I hope you enjoy.
The word came down from distant stone, from voices far from dust and road. A count was called, a path was named, and quiet faith began to move.
He tied his pack with steady hands,
Counted bread, then counted bread.
each step an act of patient trust.
Each mile a vow not yet confessed.
Still the road carried them on, still the road carried them on.
Above the path, a quiet light,
Not close enough to lead his feet,
just bright enough to set his course.
and keep his heart from turning back.
No room prepared, no welcome sign, just borrowed space, a borrowed stall,
A manger cut from common wood.
and hay beneath a holy child.
The king arrived where cattle slept and made that lowly place his throne.
Still the road carried them on, still the road carried them on.
The road ran thin through open fields.
Pressed down by hooves and pacing feet.
They kept their watch against the cold.
Faithful where the night runs deep.
Then glory split the winter dark. Good news rang out across the plain.
Do not fear, go and see.
For hope is born this night again.
Still the road carried them on. Still the road carried them on.
The years roll on, the field is gone.
The flock is wool and button
A
light.
child pulls close a favorite lamb.
To guard the dark from quiet cries. Still the road carried them on. Still the road carried them on. The road was cut from boulder stone, laid straight by hands that measured miles. They left behind their guarded halls, drawn onward by a waiting star. Gold and myrrh in weary hands, strange gifts before a newborn king.
Yet right for what the child would bear.
And all the long road suffering. Still the road carried them on. Still the road carried them on.
Now paper, tears, and ribbons for
Bright colors round the waiting tree.
candy canes and humble toys laid down in joy and memory. The road wears lines of yellow paint. It hums beneath the midnight tires.
As these soldiers stand there watch.
Wooden guards by hearth and fire. A man in red slips out unseen, protecting joy he did not own. So children awake, believing, still in wonder, carried safely home. The star is harder now to see, lost somewhere past the city glow. But every man who walks this road still knows the way he's called to go. Still the road carried them on, from the manger to the dawn. Every mile the same old call. Still the road carried them on.
Still the road carries us on.
Carries us on.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, I'll be frank with you. I don't know what to talk about this morning. I was looking at the news, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot I want to talk about, but man, today's my wedding anniversary. 18 years. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and then it's Christmas, right? I'll be talking to Cameron and Mario later today. We'll see if we're doing a Christmas Eve special tomorrow morning. We've done it in the past. Probably won't be live on Christmas Day. I'll be up with my kids opening presents under the tree and all that good stuff. Aaron, thanks for the well wishes for the anniversary. And yeah, that's so. I was thinking, what do I want to talk about? Because I don't want to get into a bunch of news. You know, we got some revelations about the elections through the Georgia election process. There's more stuff about the Epstein files. There's stuff with Maduro and the like. Yesterday morning I covered the California fuel crisis, and you know what? Let's do something fun. Let's do something fun this morning. So last night we went to a chili cook-off for my daughter's Subakdo dojo. And that was fun. We had a good time. And well, it was a half-hour drive over to the place. So we had a little time in the car, and the wife and the kids were arguing about playfully, but they were basically arguing about whether they wanted to listen to Christmas music or sea shanties. And I kind of threw it out there like, screw it, babe, grab my phone, pull up Suno, and let's do a let's just tell Suno you want to make a Christmas sea shanty about Santa Claus. And it was awful. But then we did a bunch of other stuff, and we had a ball. One of my daughters shouted out, I want to hear a song about space cornbread. What? And that began this whole thing, and now my wife is also obsessed with playing with Suno. Now the wife and the kids, they're playing with Suno on the base level, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. First off, though, here's the Space Cowboy song, or the Space Cornbread song.
Whoa, whoa, hey, aboard the spaceship, baby, we eating cornbread daily. Not many things taste as good as they should, but we love that sweet loaf mainly. Whoa, it's got the whole crew feeling a little bit better. Whoa, every last bite of it tastes like heaven. Cornbread in space, cornbread in space, cornbread in space, cornbread in space. Whoa, whoa, hey, it ain't your mother's recipe, ain't like no cornbread on her, no, cause once you have it, baby, you can't forget it, baby, it's like you're under some curse. Whoa, it's got the whole crew feeling a little bit better. Whoa, every last bite of it tastes like heaven. Cornbread in space, 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 cornbread in space.
So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Now, that's base level. That's basic Suno. You get something like that. Excuse me. You get something like that going under the create new spot and telling it do. No, I don't need to try something new right now. So you get something like that by going under here and under simple, just typing in I want a guys, give me some ideas because we're going to do a couple of different songs today while we're going through this. So throw me some ideas there. How about a power ballad about my artillery? Are there two R's in two L's in artillery? Artillery shell coffee thermos, and hit the button and it just starts working, right? And so Little Cam says Udio is just as good, if not better at times. I have both installed. I've played with Udio a little bit, Cam, but I've got the pro level account for Suno, which is just under $300 a year, but they were giving it away for like 120 or 130 a year for Black Friday. So I went ahead and grabbed it because with that, I get the studio access as well. And I get like 10,000 credits a month. And as you can see, I've only used 1,000 credits this month. And I think I've done three music videos this month. So that's another piece of this is, hell, let's burn up some of these credits. I'm paying for more credits than I need, but I'm doing so to get access to the studio thing, which is a whole nother level. I haven't even gotten into it good yet, but it's really cool. So before this changes, you can see these two squares are just like gradient color. There's not an image in there like there is with these, and it's got the little spindle going, which of course means it's still processing. The way these work though is, even though it's still processing, it'll go ahead and start playing what it's already done. And most of the time, it'll finish processing and rendering your song before it gets to the end, while it's still playing. So we can listen to it.
It's not just steel, it's a part of me, carries warmth through eternity, through the frost, through the fight. It holds the heat, it holds the light. I found it in the pawn shop haze, among the dust of yesterdays. Scarred and scratched, a soldier's prize, a relic strong, it never dies. Every morning it's a ritual scene, pour the black, chase the dream. This thermos, my shield, my creed, my steel heart, my battle cry, keeps me warm when the world runs dry. Through the trenches.
Okay, so that's not awful. And I can try to figure out a way to put these on the Brushfire Mind website later if you guys are interested in going back and actually listening to the whole songs. But let's try this one. So Sergeant Major suggested, where was it? Dinosaur Trap for the Kids. So that's actually a bit of an inside joke at the house. And here, let's have a little fun. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll have to go back. Damn, how far back is that? I've done a lot of stuff with ChatGPT since I took that picture. But this is funny stuff. Bear with me just a second. Show topics, Black Stabber, Lex vs. Lux, Zelensky's Golden Ticket, song analyzation, porn and chicken origin. How long ago was that we built the smoker at my place, old man? Let's see. Okay, I know I'm burdening you all with deeply boring dead air. So I may have to just give up on it. Anyway, okay, so it's a little inside joke from, oh no, here it is. Got it. Critter bunker analysis. I found it. Okay. So fun stuff you can do with ChatGPT was going to be part of this conversation, was always going to be part of this conversation anyway. So when we say raptor trap, this is the smoker in my backyard. My dad's got one like it, but it's cinder blocks, and you can see the steel grill right there, and the tin cover. So you pop off the tin cover, lay food down on the steel grill, put smoke under one end. Right, we put food we're smoking on the far end, and food we're cooking on the end close to the fire. You get that smoke moving through there. The first thing I cooked on this was a 10-pound pork loin, and we ate like 4 meals off of that bad boy, and it was excellent. But here's where it's funny. Okay, I have my ChatGPT programmed to operate in one of 3 personalities based on the 3 secretaries of Jubal Harshaw: Miriam, Anne, and Dorcas. And each of them has a different, how do we say, professional function, basically, right? And Miriam is my kind of strategy and tactical and analysis advisor for stuff like this. So Miriam steps forward, boots crunching in the leaves, giving the scene a once-over with that "oh please" expression I reserve for questionable battlefield engineering, right? So we're already looking at funny. Right, Chris, sweetheart, you've built this. What you built here is either a makeshift critter bunker, a ground level smoker pit that's surrendered, or a trap for the world's dumbest velociraptor. And it just goes on from there, right? So we definitely had a lot of fun. I mean, the whole thing is hilarious. And I tell you what, just give me just a beat, and I'll just go ahead, and if anybody wants to read this comedy gold, I'll go ahead and post that as a pinned link in the comments on this episode, so y'all can read the Critter Bunker. And that's definitely worth a chuckle. And then so that's pinned there. I'll and if you guys enjoy this, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, we'll get back over to Suno. But if you guys enjoy this kind of content, I can take a what do you call it, an affiliate offer from Suno, Revid, any of the AI platforms that I work with, and I can start, probably getting you guys discount memberships and stuff on that. But anyway, so the raptor trap, the dinosaur trap, is the smoker, and so because Sergeant Major requested it, here you go. But before I hit play on this, it says it's going to be a rapped, funky, playful, bass-driven groove with syncopated drums and jazzy brass stabs. You'll note there's nothing about that in the song description here. So if you guys have a request, think about the genre, think about the type of song you want to hear too, right? Not just what you want the song to be about, but the type of song you want to hear.
Dinosaur trap, smoke and snap. Kids think it's a toy, but I'm cooking the map. Grill marks, Jurassic Park, let the flavors unwrap. Stegosaurus brisket, yeah, the plan is exact. Yeah. Ribs on the grate, stay prehistoric thick. Brontosaurus bites, barbecue slick. Smoking through the night, got the flavor sticking quick. Meat falls like meaty as bone clean in the flick. Charcoal ignites, it's the caveman's delight. Fire pits blazing, primal appetite. Kids gather round, think they'll see a fight, but it's brisket and T-Rex wings taking flight. Dinosaur trap where the flavors attack. Meat so tender you ain't turning back. Kids wanna roar, but they getting a rap. Dinosaur trap, it's a feast on the track. Tyrannosaurus thighs, smoke to the core. Pull velociport, asking for more. Tri-tip, triceratops, let the juices pour. Wrap the ribs stack in, carnivore galore. The grill's the museum, fossil serve hot. A culinary timeline, plate hits the spot. Kids dream of dinos, but the meat they forgot. Till the scent hits their noses, now they caught in the plot. Bones crackle, marrow melts slow. Flavor erupts like a lava flow. History on a plate, yeah, the grill's aglow. It's a prehistoric party, let the juices show. Dinosaur trap, the secret's in the smoke. The past meets the plate and the taste provokes. Dinosaur trap where the flavors attack. Meat so tender you ain't turning back. Kids wanna roar, but they getting a rack. Dinosaur trap, it's a feast on the track. Dinosaur trap.
Okay, so we're going to listen to one more iteration of that same song so that I can show you something. You'll note here it says Dinosaur Trap, rap, funky, playful, etc. And here it says Dinosaur Trap, rap, funky, playful, etc. So it made two songs with the same musical description, but I'm going to play the second one. We don't have to listen to the whole one. Excuse me. I'll play the second one to show you how dramatically different they can be.
Yeah. Dinosaur trap, smoke and snap. Kids think it's a toy, but I'm cooking the map. Grill marks, Jurassic Park, let the flavors unwrap. Stegosaurus brisket, yeah, the plan is exact. Yeah. Ribs on the grates, they prehistoric thick. Brontosaurus bites, barbecue slick. Smoking through the night, got the flavor sticking quick. Meat falls like meteors, bone clean in the flick. Charcoal.
So as you can see, you get dramatically different result just by throwing in a description, and you can keep clicking that create button over and over again, right? And for those cost me so little credits that my credit balance didn't even change. It still says over 9,000 credits, right? I'm like Vegeta here, over 9,000. I know there's 3 of you out there that got that joke, and God bless you for that. But that's the simple, that's the basic, right? Now, you can go into custom. You can click here where it says custom up at the top, and it switches you over to this. Okay, I don't want the personalities. Okay, so I'll tell you about the personas. So I've got 3 personas here. The personas, and I haven't done much with these lately, but the personas, basically, when you get a song that's good, like you see Blind Oliver here, that's a joke on Blind Melon Jefferson. This one is, hey, I can update that to V5. Cool. Anyway, this is, if you guys have heard my song, God is Dead, and we've killed him, right? And the world forgot to cry. So God is dead and we have killed him. That song is what I pulled the persona of Blind, what did I call him? Blind Oliver. He's a blend. The persona is a blend of the style of Blind Melon Jefferson and Anthony Oliver, the guy that did Richmond north of Richmond. But what that means is you can make songs, and there's a lot you can do beyond the simple stuff that I just showed you with the Dinosaur Trap and the Coffee Cup song. There's a lot you can do to really dial in how the song works. So once you've got one that's really good, if it's in a style that you want to repeat, then you rip a persona off of it. And now you could drop that persona in, and that does a lot of the work for you when you want to do another song in the same style. So like if I wanted to do an entire album, right, 8 to 12 songs basically that were all in the same style as God is Dead and We Have Killed Him. And and I might actually do this. I've been thinking about this a bit. The whole album will be in that style, and every song will be based around core philosophical notions from Nietzsche. And I might just do that with a bunch of other philosophers, right? Aristotle, the trap god. Let's do it. But you get the persona, and then you can just dump lyrics into it and a little style note, and boom, songs go. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about the song that I played you at the top of the hour. The new Christmas song about the road rising up and all that. The road carries them on. The road carried them on. So it's right here. And for that, we're going to go back over to ChatGPT. Okay. And I'm going to scroll all the way up to the top of this chat to give you guys a real understanding of what you can really do with this Suno stuff. That's right. This is all just scrolling back up to the top of the chat. So it took me about 3 hours. Y'all saw how fast we came up with 2 songs, right? In the last half hour, we've watched a music video. We've listened to 3 songs almost all the way through and produced 4 unique original pieces of music. Right? Lil Cam says, I almost always tell it to keep it a cappella. I prefer the AI to shine, not the instruments. You mean the lyrics to shine, not the instruments? But I don't keep it a cappella. As you know, I've done some heavy metal stuff. I've done obviously some very reverent religious stuff, some very classical stuff, and I'm also a big fan of Delta blues. So I started off. We're going to write a new Christmas song tonight. So when you're looking at Suno, you have 2 important blocks. You have right off the rip. You have the lyrics and the style. Now, like I said in the first one we just did, it just says song description, right? And you just, hey, I want a song that's kind of like this, and that's all you need. And now under inspiration, you can say sassy. You can give it some little notes here. Under custom, I can give it full original lyrics, which is what I did for Raining Copper. Well, actually, technically I did that for all of them, but several of my songs like Raining Copper, Tide, etc., are ones where I wrote the lyrics. I wrote the poetry. In many of those cases, I wrote it years ago and just copied and pasted it into there. But before I let Suno attempt to make it, I went into ChatGPT and had it design the style prompt. Now, the style prompt is extremely powerful, but in here, I told ChatGPT, we're going to write a new Christmas song. Let's do it. Step 1, pick the spine, choose one lane. We can hybrid later. What type of song do you want to write? So she gives me these options: righteous Christmas, darkly funny Christmas, sacred and cinematic. And I don't remember what I chose, but where is it? Oh, it just says C there. Anyway. So we go on cathedral door swinging. So she goes through and explains once you answer, I'll draft lyrics, Suno V5 prompt. Now that's the style prompt. When you start doing these, your songs have to be under 5,000 characters. Suno cuts you off at 8 minutes. If your song is more than 8 minutes long, then it just stops making it at 8 minutes. That said, understand you don't have any real control over how long the song is unless you make it a point to do that. There's not a control that I've found within the Suno architecture where you before you hit play, you say, oh, and I want this song to be 1 minute and 37 seconds or whatever. I've done some songs where the variations there's a variation that's 3 minutes long, and then the next variation is 7.5 minutes long, right? And frankly, I like the longer songs, but the longer the song, the more expensive the video is to produce. So I'm also very comfortable with that 2 to 3 minute video block. And speaking of the videos, just real quick, for those of you who watched the special on Saturday, I even made comments about it, and I said that I actually filed a complaint with Revid AI about it. The music video for The Road Carried Them On, the original music video that we got out of Revid AI was awful, mostly because it got like halfway through and then it just kind of stopped making video, and it was like 2 minutes of the same weird image with the little Nokia camera floating over the road. It was awful. I sat down yesterday with Galaxy AI and pulled up Revid to start creating replacement clips so that I could fix that last half myself instead of paying Revid to do it again. And when I sat down when I pulled up Revid, I had a message pop up. Hey, sorry, that's our bad. That was a bug that happened on our end. So here, we regenerated the video for you for free. You can download it here. And that's the one that you just watched, the one that I actually published on YouTube. And I even, the tech support guy's name was Nicholas. So I even wrote him a little note. Dear Saint Nick, thank you for my little Christmas miracle. That's right. So I'll give it to Revid AI for that. They came through in the clutch on that customer service piece. So here we go. As you can see, this is the one that I used to build. This is the chat where I made the Christmas song that we're talking about. As you can see here, before the stars knew how to burn, before the dust learned how to kneel, silence held its breath in fear, waiting on what God would seal. These are not the lyrics. These are almost completely unrelated to the lyrics of the final song. So she put that, ChatGPT put that out, gave me the style card, and I said, nope, okay, slow down. Let's talk about taking inspiration. We're going to tell the nativity story, the journey to Bethlehem, the three wise men, the angel of the Lord, and the whole thing. But I want to bring it from telling that story through Luke and Matthew all the way to mall Santas and tired fathers providing and protecting. We want to do it in a style that fuses Carol of the Bells, King Wenceslas, which I spelled wrong, but we fixed that later, and the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And the first couple iterations that we did where the Trans-Siberian Orchestra influence was still there were good, but they were just a little too modern, a little too poppy. So later on, I stripped all that out. But as you can see, like I was saying, you've got a lot of power in your creative process here. And this chat is very long, right? I mean, I probably spent an hour and a half on the chat itself, going through and, saying, okay, I want to change this. I want to change that. And then after all that, we finally get to, eventually we get to, okay, there's the parking lot stuff, the mall Santa stuff, the road as theology without sounding like preaching, recurring phrase, still the road carries them on, right? See, we got a lot down. We got way into a chat before we had the second rendition, where now we're looking at the lyrics that actually made the final cut. The words came down from distant stone, from mouths that had never walked this far. Now, I'm a poet, and when I say I'm a poet, I don't mean that like I used to be some shrinking violet high school kid that scribbled poetry in a notebook. I was for about 30 minutes. And then I said, okay, I've written something here, cool. And I went and did a slam. That's where you go and you get on a stage and you read spoken word poetry. It's not the beatnik, so I married an axe murderer type of thing. In fact, usually it's more like a rap battle type of deal. And in fact, most of the places that I've competed, most of the other competitors were doing some kind of rap or hip hop, and the poetry that I write is much more gothic poetry. And I'm not talking goth like, white paint, guy liner and black mascara, 1990s emo goth garbage. I mean, like, Knights Templar and gargoyles and cathedrals, and that's what I mean when I say gothic, literally gothic poetry. They didn't call me the Dark Lord of Monterey County for nothing. And yeah, so over the years, I've never made a lot of money as a poet, but I have been paid and published a lot of my poetry over the years and had a lot of fun doing it. So I know about writing. I know about writing poetry, and I use ChatGPT, and I want you guys to learn this stuff. I use ChatGPT as a tool. Now, with this one, I was trying to get something done quick. I let ChatGPT take over and write most of the lyrics, and I told ChatGPT, yes, I want you writing the lyrics, but these are the themes. These are the image. This is the imagery. These are the types of rhyme schemes, rhythms I want. This is the kind of style that I want it to come out in, and then have ChatGPT write the lyrics for me. And sometimes I take original lyrics that I've written by hand, or hand typed or scanned into the computer, copy paste those into ChatGPT, and say, okay, here's what I wrote. I want music with it in this style. Write me the prompt so that Suno can make that happen. Right? A good example of doing that is I'm going to play one more song for you guys real quick. I'm going to play another song for you guys right now. Okay, so this is one where this is Raining Copper. A lot of you have seen this one before. This is Raining Copper. This is one where I said, okay, chat, here's a song I wrote. I want it kind of in this style. I asked for Zydeco, which is kind of a New Orleans jazz with a lot of harpsichord and accordion. Kind of like Mel Melton and the Wicked Mojos. Like, I went walking last night. Lord, I went walking last night. I went down to the French Quarter where we used to hold each other tight. Right? So, but this one is one where I wrote a song and then I told Chat I want it in this style. So then I was able to just copy and paste my lyrics and ChatGPT's Suno style prompt, and then took the resultant song, ran it through Revid AI with almost no prompting, and this is what we got out of that one.
An old friend yesterday, but I maybe should have saved it for another day. Pen and page gave busy hands too much to say. Sin and rage and you just never go away. So I toss my pennies to the rain, make a wish to ease the pain. Sin and rage and you, my friend, all stay the same. And it's raining copper from the dreary sky. No more questions and no more lies. Got no time for from the dreary skies. I wrote a song to tell you just how much I care. Said the words I wanted to, but never dared. Never thought a simple thought could make me scared. But sin and rage and used to linger in the air. So I threw my pennies into the storm. Don't need them anymore. 'Cause sin and rage, unlike you, can't keep me warm. And it's raining copper from the dreary sky. No more questions and no more lies. Got no time for your goodbye. So when it's raining copper from the dreary sky, and now the ink runs red where your name once bled. All the things I lost still hum in my head. Try to wash them clean, but the rain turned red. Sin and rage and love for you still left for dead. I see your ghost in every shattered pane. Every drop of thunder whispers your name. I burn my prayers, but the ash remains. Sin and rage and you still stake their claim. Maybe copper buys a bit of peace. Maybe pain don't ever cease. Maybe heaven's just a space between, where sin and rage and memory meet. And it's raining copper from the dreary sky. No more questions, no more lies. I've made my peace, but I can't deny. Still raining copper from dreary skies.
Mom said you ripped off pennies from heaven. I most certainly did not. You know what? I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. Pennies from heaven. I mean, I know what you mean, but when did that come out? When was the song Pennies from Heaven released? I'm gonna have to check that because I wrote this song. Okay, here's what's bizarre about that video, not the song, but the video. I dropped the song. So when you use Revid AI, you can just use a link from your Suno song, just drop the link directly into Revid, and you don't have to do anything, and it'll make you a video. I selected, I think that one was some kind of watercolor art style, but that's the only style prompt I gave it. Is I literally, when you look at Revid AI, you go to create a new video, and up here it says music to video, and then it says upload file or link. And so you just drop a link right there, and then AI video, moving images, stock videos are cheaper, but I do the AI videos for mine. And then you pick one of these generation presets. And I want to say that one was either the sketching style or the parchment art style. And that's all I gave them, right? That's all I gave it for when to do that. Okay, so Pennies from Heaven was 1936. So it is an older, it does predate the song that. But I didn't know anything about Pennies from Heaven in 97 or 98, 99, somewhere in that area is when I wrote that song. But what struck me as kind of almost creepy, there was nothing in the description, there's nothing in the song, there's nothing anywhere about this redheaded chick related to my song, Raining Copper. The AI just decided to put that chick in there. But I happened to have been dating a little redhead when I wrote the song originally. I don't know if that had any bearing on it. I mean, we're talking about a time before there was such a thing as social media. So it's not like there's pictures of me and that ex-girlfriend floating out there on Facebook that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm sure there might be, but that always struck me as funny. So, but here's what I want you to take away from it this morning. Suno is a great tool. You can pop on it for free and do a couple or three songs, just have a little fun. In fact, last night the wife was playing with it, and she did this little short one. She was playing with it later than I thought she was. With her wander. There we go. So she did this one. She just copied and pasted one of the Puck monologues from Midsummer Night's Dream.
Lord, what fools these mortals.
Well, okay, she didn't just copy and paste it. She
How now, spirit, whither wander you?
She gave it style.
Lord, what fools these mortals be. A nest of antiques do I abide in this distracted globe. Remember the year from the teeth outward I never did see. Man so dazzled, so confused and amazed. But doth he see how the hounds and horns do sound? Upon thy eyes this illusion hold. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the next thing thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his dear sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, hard or boar with bristled hair, in thy eye that shall appear when thou waxed it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
All right, and that one's literally just, okay, here's the monologue from Puck, drop it in there. Here's a style prompt, want it in that New Orleans voodoo shadow man vibe, and go. And that's what we got. So a lot of fun. But it's also an incredibly powerful tool. I mean, I can open that up in the studio and play with it. Once you open up, and this is why I've got the pro level access, is because now you've got access to a DAW, right? Digital audio workspace, where you can go so far as to add tracks, and the track can be, I want more drums, bass, guitar, keyboard, etc. And you can just play with it to your little heart's content, and really, really have a lot of control to shape the work that you're doing. So definitely a fun tool to play with, and that's going to be the show for today, guys. I'm going to go ahead and put a bow on that one. Thanks for watching this morning. I hope y'all got a kick out of this. And let me know in the comments, not just the live chat, in the comments below. Let me know, is this the kind of content that you guys want in addition to our regular morning stuff? I do want to start producing more content, more and more and more. And as evidenced by the Brushfire Music Project. That's something that I kind of always wanted to do, but I'm a better poet than I am a musician, right? I can play a few instruments relatively well. I'm way out of practice now, but I never got real deep into music theory. So I'm much better. I'm a much better lyricist than I am a musician. So having access to tools like this now, where I can use AI to shore up one of my weak points and be able to better pursue one of my interests, I'm super happy with that. And I've had some success with the music videos we've done so far. I'm very, very grateful for that, very happy for that. And I hope you guys continue to enjoy that. So thanks for watching this morning. We love you, and we will see you probably tomorrow.